Hey everyone, stay tuned. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to start here in just about 1 or 2 minutes. All right, here we go. It's the 1st of September. We are starting a brand new month, and it's about 8:15 in the morning here, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to take a look at a lot of different things today. I'm going to take a look at the S&P. I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin. I want to take a look at some alts. Specifically, I want to take a look at VAT, Chainlink, Tezos. I'll probably take a look at some of the others like One. Going to definitely be looking at VeChain, also maybe some others. Haven't really decided yet. Just see how things go and see if there's any requests that come into the chat. So I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. So if there's anything specifically you want me to take a look at, as long as it's not like something that has a volume of 5, then I'll be more than happy to take a look at it. But before I get any of this, of course, this is not financial advice, not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, manage your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and switch over to the fancy charts. All right, so here's our chart. Let me go ahead and fix this so that you can see the whole thing. There we go. So, we've been talking about this for a while. If you've been watching, we've been watching this count. I actually tend to believe that the top is in. So, previously during normal trading hours, right, the top was actually right here. This was all futures driven. This little hump right here, this is all futures driven. It was sold into. So I tend to believe that this is actually the top, at least for the time being. And the main reason why I believe this is because we've been tracking this channel. We were looking at this channel yesterday. We were taking a look at the consolidation. Actually, when I was recording the video, we were right down here at the bottom testing this purple line. We were watching this as it was playing out, and we basically grinded down at the bottom of this channel. And typically, when you are consolidating at either the top or the bottom of a channel, and I'm talking like consolidation that lasts more than a half a bar, right? This was several hours that we were grinding here, and then we finally sold off, got sold into pretty aggressively. This was basically at the end of the trading day yesterday, and this was an aggressive sell-off that made us close outside of the channel. And what did we just do? And throw me a comment in the chat just in case. I want to make sure that you guys can see the chart and everything looks okay. So throw a comment in the YouTube chat. Let me know if you are able to see everything okay. But at any rate, what we've basically done is a bearish retest of this, and we're currently getting a little bit of rejection. The really important level that I'm going to be paying attention to is right here at 3480. Right, 3480, 3480.75. This is that that level that we have been looking at. Thanks, Brian. This is the level we've been watching, that we've been looking at for a long time. We almost tested it here, and it's possible that we can get back up into this channel. One thing that I will point out is the fact that when you move out of a channel, usually it's an expansion, and that is kind of what happened here. Let me just kind of get this as close as I can. I'm on log scale, so it's not going to be perfect, but basically we tested the median of our expansion channel. Would not surprise me one bit for us to come back down here and test this again. I don't know when it's going to happen, but once you move into another channel, it's reasonable for you to believe that it's going to test a 100% expansion, and that would be down here. As time goes by, this level is going to be raised a little bit, but 3480, 3481, somewhere along these lines, I would not be surprised if we had an expansion to the downside to fill this. I'm not going to call it a gap, but basically to fill this expansion channel. But these support via pullback, once we break one of these, it's just going to be gravity that's going to start taking effect at that point. We're going to come back down here to 3465. If we break that, then we're going to come back down here. This is going to be pretty important. This down here, below 3450, right? So it's going to be 3440 to 3450, somewhere in this range. I put this right here. I don't see any real significant level based off of where I put this. I put it there at the time, but honestly, I think the more important level is going to be this one right here. So let me just actually make just a slight adjustment to this. The reason why I think this is more important is because there's a lot more resistance, prior resistance here as we were grinding there, and that's at 3445. So just on the other side of 3450. It'd be a long ways down to get there, but it is very, very possible that we do get there. So just keeping an eye on these things, keeping an eye on these levels. Once we start taking out some of these support zones, it's going to be a magnet that's going to get us to the next support zone. So just watch for a break, even a violation of these zones. If we don't get bought up quickly, and when I say quickly, I mean, okay, so we pushed down here, we had a pretty quick buyback, right? We pushed down here, we had a pretty decent buyback, right? So that's what we're going to be looking for, these significant pullbacks and a quick buyback. So we see, V-shape here, we see a V-shape here, we see, I mean, this was very choppy right here. This was, it should have been some warning signs, but, we basically had a sell-off and a buyback, a sell-off and a buyback, right? We had a sell-off, but we didn't completely buy back, right? We didn't get all the way back up to 35.20. We didn't get all the way back up there. We tried to break 35.10, and then we got a swift rejection. Yeah, futures is trading up here. Futures generally is bullish. I'm not going to talk about the S&P very much anymore here, so at least not in this video. But this does look like we do want to continue to move down. This looks like a corrective move, and I can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get us down here. A nice little ABC. And now that we've got that bearish retest, I say that we probably move our way back down here to this zone, which is going to be 3480. If we break that, we're going to move our way down to 3465. All right, next up on the list, I haven't taken a look at this in a long time, and you all know this. I haven't taken a look at Bitcoin in a while, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. I'm going to look at Coinbase here. I'm going to move to a 6-hour chart. Okay, this is a clean chart. I don't have anything on here. Because what I want to do is I want to kind of do this little guy from scratch. What I want to focus on is this right here that we broke through. Also to show that this was a compressionary phase on Bitcoin. We compressed here, and then we had, our momentum move to the upside. So now, something that we've been trying to resolve for a while here is, where's our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I'm going to make a slight adjustment to this. I'm actually going to say from down here, we've got a 1, a 2, and then here we've got our 3, our 4, and then we've got a 5. Okay, I think this is our 5 waves, and then we have a corrective move here. I still think that Bitcoin is in an uptrend. I actually think Bitcoin is going to break up. As opposed to how I think that the S&P is going to move down, I think Bitcoin's going to move up. And Bitcoin is sitting here at almost almost 11.9. You know, I've been talking about shorting Bitcoin at 12,000. I'm not so sure I'm going to do it because, you know, if this is a five-wave structure up and we have a corrective move here, you know, the fact that this is a wedge, I tend to believe that what we're actually dealing with is not a 1-2. I actually think this is a WX. So from down here, I think we've got a W, and then we've got this X that we're working on. Then we've got much, much higher to go to complete the Y. And of course, this is on a higher degree. So let's just go ahead and put this in there. We're going to put that there. I'm going to change the color for contrast purposes. Now let's talk about where things potentially are going to end up going. I'm going to make this yellow. I like yellow. Okay, so we've been talking about this for a while. I actually think this is probably going to move up to 16 to 17,000, right? I think this is where we're actually going to end up. And the reason why I think that, if we take our trend-based fib extension, we start down here at the bottom. I'm using Coinbase because Coinbase didn't go as deep as you know, some of the other exchanges did. So WX, and you know, we've got the 100 at 15,386. I want to pull in the 123.6. So let me just pull this in here. 1.236. That's at 16,941.56. I think we do make it up here to the 123.6. Don't know when it's going to happen, but obviously, you know, we should be having a 1, 2, and then we should be working on the 3 right now, which means we need to break through this this 12.5. Probably are going to stall at 15, 14, 15, and then we move our way up. Now, I'm going to talk about dominance here in a minute, and that's going to be really important here. So this is going to be very important. We're going to have an important discussion here. So whereas right here we had a compressionary wave, this is not compressionary here. This is ranging. This is just consolidation. It's not compressing, right? We don't see a clear compression, right? Whereas we did here. This lasted, you know, heck, this lasted from back on May 24th, went all the way through July 21st. So that was almost 2 months we sat here compressing. Yes, we have been compressing, not compressing, we have been consolidating here, but I don't really see signs of compression. One thing, you know, if you had to have a bearish bias or really a bearish view on this, what you could see is this right here, but we've broken up above it, right? So similar to the S&P where we had our bearish retest here, we sold and then we bought back, and now we're above this, right? Now this is support. So I can see this trend line here as now being support, okay? So we broke up above 11.6 and that became our support, 11.6, and now we're sitting almost at 11.9. I do think that we move up, and I think basically, I think what we completed here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is the first move we corrected, right? So let's just go ahead and put this on here. So from down here, I think we've got a 1, a 2, and then a 3, a 4. That happened very fast, and then 5 to work our way and finish that move. I think this is the first wave, and then we completed a correction. I think the correction is more than likely done. So I would just be very careful shorting Bitcoin. So A, B, C. All right. And then I think we've got a 1, 2, 3, maybe come back here and recharge for 5. That'll be the 1 of the 3rd. So we do have much higher to go here. If that is true, let's just see what this looks like, okay? So if we go from down here and we go to the top and then we do a pullback, where are we looking to complete this move? We've got a lot of confluence right here at 16 to 17, right? Lots of confluence here. Should get some resistance here, right? So this 100, this yellow 100 right here is from the larger move. This yellow 100 is from the smaller move. This 123.6 is also from the smaller move. So we should get some resistance here to put in our 3, 4, and then go up for the 5, which is probably going to be at about 17, right? So we got the 1618 and the 175 at 17 to 17.5. That would be, you know, that'd be really good to go to 17, show maybe a fake out, a sign of weakness, and then we move up to 17.6 to you know, to basically to stop out a bunch of people, and that would be where I would be very interested in getting some longer term shorts on Bitcoin. Reason why I'm very cautious shorting here at 11.9 or 12,000 is because of Bitcoin dominance, right? Bitcoin dominance is dropping, which means alts are performing very well right now. But why should we be cautious here? Well, this is also something that I've been talking about for a while. Okay, I haven't discussed it in recent times, but that doesn't mean I'm not still watching, right? We've got a 1, a 2, a 3, A, B, C to put in the 4, and then we go up for a 5. Okay, we've been talking about this, guys. Let me just put this, pull a fib on this guy, go down from the bottom to the top. We watch for this 382, which is at 59.97. Actually, it's probably about 60. Okay. Maybe we come down a little bit deeper. I mean, if I get off of log scale, and let me take this guy. Sorry, I'm just going to do just a little bit of comparison here. Okay, fib levels based on log scale. Here we go. The 382, look at the fib on log scale, 57.41. And then upside target is going to be 80, almost 85. Okay, would not surprise me to see 85. And it would not surprise me if this happened this year, right? So while we are getting close to the 382 here on a log scale, right, on the log scale, we're getting close to the 382 here. Once we get down to 57, now we're at 59, right? We're starting to see alts do good. I think alts can still perform well, but once we get down here to 57, I would really expect this to be the end of alt season. At least this current alt season. Now we've had a good run. We've had a lot of really good things happen in the market here as it pertains to alts. But it would not surprise me if we move this down a little bit more on Bitcoin dominance and we see alts do really well, and maybe this happens this week, maybe it happens quickly, right? Very possible this happens fast. Once we get down here, I think we do a reversal. I think Bitcoin takes over and goes up here to 85. Now, what does that mean, right? What does that mean? And I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When you have alts that are starting to lose value versus Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is going up, your alt's USD value is probably going to go up, but you will gain more, generally speaking, you will gain more by being in Bitcoin versus being in alts. Because if Bitcoin goes up $1,000, right? And let's put it in terms of percent. If Bitcoin goes up 10%, your alts may only go up 6%. Because if you have Bitcoin dominance taking over, people are going to leave alts to go to Bitcoin. And when that happens, your Bitcoin value in those alts is going to go down. But your USD value is probably going to go up. You're probably going to get the warm and fuzzies because of that, but you're going to be losing alpha by being in the beta. Okay? You're going to be losing your potential USD gains by being in alts versus being in Bitcoin. I'm not saying this to say, hey, you should sell everything, because I actually think alts are still going to perform well for at least another week, maybe longer, maybe through September. But I do think that there will be a dip that's going to be happening. So, I'm struggling in my mind whether or not I should be shorting Bitcoin at 12,000. I haven't made that decision yet. I'll let you guys know on the Discord if I decide to make that move. But for the time being, alts I think do well. But when we get down here to 57 dominance, I'm going to be looking for Bitcoin to move itself up significantly and getting up here to 83 to 85% dominance. That would be significant. From there, we'll see. We've got a long ways to go, months before we finally do get there. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at BAT. So this was brought up by our good friend Used Underwear on the Discord. He wanted me to take a look. I assume it's a he. Who knows? Who knows? I wanted me to take a look at this and see what we've got going here. So, quickly what I can see is we were attempting to pull down here because we had a break in a trend line, but it looks like it was bought up. So we've got like this guy right here that we tried to break down. He, she, I don't know. they have not disclosed um, their gender. But anyway, yeah, so we attempted to break down, but that was bought up, and of course we've had a significant rally. What I don't like about these types of things is what we've now got is we've got this type of a formation here. It looks like we're trying to break down. Let me go to a lower time frame and see. I'm just going to go to like an hourly. Um, it does look like there is a sign of weakness on BAT based on this here. If I could move this up, and you can see we've got this touch here, which was important at one point. This was important. Um, we tried to find support here. Yeah, I don't know. This just doesn't look real good right now. Let me see if I can. I see an A, a B, and a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. Maybe, maybe. So if I pull off of this pivot here, and I move my way up, I don't know. If this was going to pivot, it would be pivoting right now. And I mean, like literally, this is the level to be watching on BAT. Okay, so if you're looking here, you can see we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we've got 5 waves up from right here. So from down here, we've got 1, 2, 3, deep 4, and go up for the 5. So that's up there. And let me see if I can just get this as close as possible so that we can just have this real nice. That probably pulls us right up. Yeah, we're basically sitting here at the 618. So 33.36 to 33.52 cents. We're sitting at 33.6 cents. So we're like right there, right there. I will definitely take a look at algo. Yes, I'll take a look at that next so I don't forget. So, this is the high probability zone for a reversal. Reversal meaning we're going down right now, we're correcting, and then we should be moving up. So I can see this as a completion of this move if we get down here into this zone. I'll go ahead and throw a P&L on this. I'd be interested in longing anywhere inside of this zone here. So I'll say 33.4 cents. We'll pull this out because I'm on a 30-minute chart. This is going to take a while to work itself out. It's probably going to go a lot higher. Tight stop on this though, right? You can give yourself a little ways. You want to give yourself maybe 1%, maybe you want to give yourself 3%. A lot of times I am a fan of taking a 3% risk. 3%, taking ourselves all the way down there. Maybe you want to layer some bids, but one way or another, I would say this is probably a high probability zone to take this trade. And where are you looking for a move to the upside? Well, let's just take a look. Trend-based fib extension, we go from the bottom to the top, and we're going to get our 3 targets right off the bat. If we do happen to get this zone right there, that buy zone, you're going to be looking at right here at 38.71 cents, at 40 cents, and then at 42 cents. Now, what does that mean as far as your P&L goes? Well, at your 100% target there, that's 15% gain. So a 3% risk for a potential 15.73% gain. I think that looks okay. Let's say you want to take it up to 40 cents. That's a 20% gain. Go up even higher. That's 25% gain. I wouldn't take it much farther than that, to be honest, guys. Not right now. Not right now. Because if alts are going to have a real quick move to the upside, well, BAT has a tendency to move significantly. I would be, taking maybe 33%, 33%, 33% at each one of these zones. That's what I would be looking at. I guess another thing that I want to take a look at here, and it would be this chart. Let's go ahead and pull this guy up over here. Take a look at this. BAT USDT, just taking a look at this on the waves. Okay, because we do not underestimate the waves, right? We've got a nice sell right here. But what do the waves look like? Okay, what do the waves look like? Oh, it looks like I've already called this zone as a buy. So this, so far so good, right? So we definitely had a buy right here, right? The algo was supporting a buy here. Yeah, I think this looks good. The 12-hour is still moving up. You've got the 3-hour and the 1-hour that are kind of recharging. So I would say this is probably still a good zone to be buying. I would be short-term bullish on BAT, especially here at this 33-cent range. Yeah, I mean, it just looks really good. Let me just compare this to my other P&L that I had. I had 28.57 cents as a loss. This is this is a tighter setup here at 32.45. So definitely you could consider taking this risk. I think it'll probably work itself out. Don't rush it, right? But I do think we'll probably get down there. So let's take a look at algo. Algo on Binance. Take a look at this guy. That was a decent rally there and a pullback. So let's just take a look at the wider view first. Move ourselves up here. So obviously we've got, I'm going to see if there's longer history on a different exchange. Nope. Where else is this guy listed? KuCoin. Maybe. That was back prior to July. I just want to take a look. I want to get the best history here. Yeah, okay. All right, this is probably going to be the best that we've got right now. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this from the top, pull it down here to the bottom, and see where we are, where we're landing. All right, so you've got your 618 there at 87.5 cents. We're at 52 cents right now. So still some upside potential here. I would be very, very cautious staying, anywhere near $1, right? I mean, I'm on a log scale. If I put this on linear, look at that. I mean, that looks crazy. Putting this on log scale does put things into perspective a little more. This 618 is in confluence with this support and resistance flip right here. You've got a support here and a resistance flip as well at the 65. So your golden zone is sitting right there, and that would be a place where I would be considering just getting out completely, right? This zone right here is where I would be looking to get out, right? So that's at 87 to 98 cents. That's where I would be looking to get out. If you're looking for a trade and you're not currently in one, well, 1, 2, 3, yeah. So basically, what I'm seeing from here, I see a 1, a 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be the 3, A, B, C here into the 4, and then to make our way up here for the 5. Let's just see what we've got. If we take this from the bottom of our proposed 2 to the top of the 3, what do we have? We've got the 382 sitting here at about 43 cents. So 43 cents likely where that could go. Again, just looking left here, what I can see here, we've got honestly a good case for lots of support here in this area. Let me change the opacity on this so that it's not as bright. But yeah, we've got prior resistance here, which we're sitting on top of right now. Maybe we don't make it down here to the 382. I don't see a real good trade setup. This is not a trade that I would be willing to take. Taking it from there up to the 618, even though it's a 77% gain, your risk, you're going to want to be managing your risk down here, and that's a 27% loss. That's not a good trade setup. This is not a good trade setup. I would not take this trade right now. I would be waiting for this to come down here to the 382. If this comes down here to the 382, we're still talking about managing risk. I would probably be managing it right here at about 8%, but we're still talking about 103% gain. I mean, it's still not the greatest, but it's better, right? It's better to take this trade at 43 cents than it is to take it at 52 cents. Maybe you take little nibbles. I would not take this trade. I don't like this trade. But this is what I see. I see us coming down here to the 382. Then we take that move up. Probably will happen quick. It'll probably happen. What I would be skeptical of this trade is because, even though I say this is the 3 right here, it's possible that this was the 3 here, and then this is the 4 here, and this is the 5, which means this move is done, right, at 76 cents. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful with this. But, you've got this magnet right here where things are going to be trying to get to. I know there's a magnet right here. You've got the magnet that's going to be trying to gravitate this up here to your golden zone. Okay, So watch out for that guy because he's going to be sitting there trying to get this to gravitate up to that golden zone where likely there will be people waiting to sell. Okay, let's take a look at Chainlink. I'm going to try and get through as much of this as I can. I've been going for 30 minutes here. I'm going to try and get through this. Chainlink on Binance. Let's see what we have got here. Chainlink has been very, very strong ever since it started trading back in early 2019. All right, so from this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete this 1, A, B, C to complete the 2, and then of course we worked on the 3. We're working on the 4 now, I think, and then we go up for 5. Now, how high are we going to go here, and how far down do we correct? Chainlink has had a good run. Chainlink has had a good run. I would be waiting to see what happens at $10.70. I don't know that it's going to come down here to 7. I really don't think it's going to come to 5.25, but these are the 2 levels that I'm going to be watching. Okay, 2 levels to watch. One is going to be taking this guy down to $10.70. Now we're at $16 right now. Okay, it's crazy because we were down at $1.40 not that long ago. Maybe we come down here. If we don't get down there, I'm not taking the trade, right? I mean, I'll just watch for entertainment purposes at this point. I don't know if we're going to get the 4 here, if we're going to get the 4 here. It's going to take time, right? Look at how long it took for this correction to occur. So we started back here in June, right, at Bitcoin's high in June of 2019. And then we had the completion of our correction when Bitcoin finished correcting in March of 2020. Okay, that was a long time, guys. That was a long time of grinding. Then we have a nice move up. I believe that we finished that wave 3. Let's just see what we've got here. Trend-based fib extension tool. We're going to start here at the bottom, right there, work our way to the top here, and then we do our pullback. And what do we have? Let's just see. Yeah, we've got definitely some resistance there at that 1618 to 175. We pushed up past the 2618. Let's see if we hit the 3618. And we did at $16.70. We even overthrew that a little bit. So lots of strength that I can see on this. So that means if we do move higher, chances are pretty good we're going to make it up to $38 to $40. All right. So once this correction is completed, I would definitely be able to see this thing make a significant move higher. I do not see a trade setup here, just for the record. I would wait for this to finish correcting unless it breaks $20, right? I think this is probably going to make its way maybe back to 10, maybe to 10. I don't know about this $7.25. It might go down there. But one way or another, I do think that it probably will move down. Of course, I will be incorrect if this thing breaks up above $20. So we'll watch for a daily close above 20 on Chainlink. Let's take a look at Tezos, XTZ, USDT on Binance. This one, a clear impulse and a clear correction here. So we're going to have an easy, we're going to have it easy here. Taking it from the bottom to the top and pulling ourselves back. We're going to be looking for the 1618. Yeah, we're at $3.34 right now, but I can still see this going all the way up here to $6.13 to $6.56. Very disappointing. I agree. We saw this breakout here and basically a little bit of a trap. Now we're correcting. We're at pretty significant resistance, or sorry, support right now, which was prior resistance. So this area right here where we had resistance, we're kind of testing it right now. If you had to give yourself any kind of glimmer of hope, what you'd be looking for this to be right here is a 1, 2, which would take us down to the 50. That's where we are bouncing right now at $3.14. So we should find a push up and out of this, at least to find our way up to $5.33, right? We've got to see that move because what we've got here, we've got a 1, A, B, C into the 2, and then we've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 1, 2. This is where we need to find support at $3.14, almost $3.15. Man, I don't know. I don't know about orders at 310 to $3 because if we do break down below this 50, we're going to go to the 618, which is going to be, if you're going to put orders lower, I would put orders at $2.89 to $2.82. This would be the zone where we almost certainly will bounce if we get there. But this 50, we've got to keep our eyes on that because that's where we should be bouncing on a wave two here. So again, not me on Discord TV. I don't I don't think I follow. But at any rate, um, yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at this being the zone, and if we do take out this prior low, and actually there probably can be a decent trade setup here. If we're talking about $5.33, let's just take a look at this. Let me compress this guy, bring him down here. If you wanted to take a trade, if you had to take a trade, and you wanted to get in right now, you're still looking for the target to be $5.33, which is, that's 60%, right? But let's see what our risk is. Taking out this prior low here, that's a 7.5% risk for potential 60%. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, full disclosure, I am in Tezos. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure if we're going to hold this pivot. I still think we're probably going to find our way, down here to the 618 if this breaks, even at the 50. If we close a daily below 314, we're going to be moving down. What was the low that we currently had there? Was that at $3.10, 309.55? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really digging it right now. It is a little disappointing. I am going to continue to hold on to it because I'm going to hold on to it for a while. And I'm going to be looking to see what happens up here at 533. But ultimately, I do think, regardless of what's happening right now, I do think it's going to make its way up here into the sixes to mid six. So continue to be watching that. Let's take a look at VeChain, our good old friend VeChain. Yeah, this is also disappointing because we were watching this guy all through here, at 6,400, 6,500. We were talking about this. We had a massive move down to 1570, and now we're at like 17.2, right? This is crazy what VeChain has done after the capitulation stage. So yeah, I mean, I was bullish here on March 13th, but I did not consider getting into alts at that time, just because alts just really had not been performing very well. VeChain looks extremely bullish though, because even from this high here, we are, we're starting to surpass all of these important resistance levels that a fib would give us, right? So if we pull this from the top, we take this down here to the bottom. We've got the 887 sitting here at 2 cents. We break through 2 cents, we're going to go to 3. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to go to 3. So just being very, very cautious. We definitely need to take out some of these prior highs, but yeah, I don't know. VeChain looks pretty bullish. Now let's just go here. We're on a 30-minute time frame now. I want to take a look at this. Because I did see, of course, lower high after lower high. I think it's too early to say that that pivot is. No, I think that's still yet another lower high. So we've got that to keep an eye on. And then what do we have here? We've got this. We've got a lower low. We've got a lower low. Yeah, but typically what these tend to do is, W, X, Y, X, Z, right? I don't know if this is done though. Just looking at this here, A, B, C, A, B, C. Maybe this is done. Maybe this is done. It's possible that this is a completed correction and we will finally start moving up. I would say if this level gets taken out right here at 15 cents, I guess that's not 15 cents, that's 1.5 cents. Let's look here. Throw a P&L on this guy. I think this probably is going to make another move down, maybe down to about right here, before it does start to grind and make its way up higher. Yeah, that's a pretty wide stop though, right? 8.3%. I mean, in my opinion, that's a lot of risk for me. So yeah, I'm not sure. I still think that this probably will move down a little bit more. How much further down will it go? Let's just see. I kind of threw that there at 16.6 or 1.66 cents. Yeah, I mean the 618 you've got down here probably is where that's going to end up going. So that's going to be at 1.64, 1.65 cents. That's going to limit your risk a little bit more. 7.3 cents is still a lot. But then where this is going to end up landing, trend-based fib extension. This is why charts get messy because, you use charts to determine where you use indicators to determine where your support and resistance levels are. Then you use other indicators to determine where your targets are going to be. Yeah, so ideally this would make itself all the way up here to the 1618, which is going to be at 2.2 cents, which is 34% gain. I mean, that's still, 4.6 to 1. That's not bad. That's not bad. I would definitely be looking to take some off here at the 100, which is going to be basically at 2 cents. And then almost 2.1 cents right there for 26%. Ultimately, I'd get out at the 1618, it's the 34%. I do think it's going to move down before it moves up though, so I wouldn't be getting in right now. I'd be waiting for this thing to come down to 1.65, 1.64, those areas. All right, I'll go ahead and do Ethereum, then I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Take a look at Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum on Coinbase. Let's take a look at the daily. Ethereum is making, some higher highs here. This is looking okay. So this is going all the way back to looking at the daily here. This is, our 2017 bull run, and then we have our correction, and now what's going on? And I do think that Ethereum has potential, but we are touching the 618 right now, right? The 618 is at 475. The 65 is at 521, right? And we're at 470 right now. So let me zoom in here just to kind of put this into perspective. Actually, let me pull this in here so that it's not so far away because I'm going to go to a lower time frame to take a look at this. Okay, so let's go to an hourly chart and let's just take a look and see what we've got here. We've got probably a little more to go, a little ways to go here. Looking at the hourly here. Probably are going to make our way up into this zone, but man, I would be very, very careful. Because we were talking about alts still doing okay for about a week, right? Just let this thing grind, right? If this thing gets past 522, probably going to continue. But this is going to be, our rejection zone for Ethereum. I do think that it'll probably get up there, right? So do you want to take a long here? I mean, you probably should have back here. I bet the waves indicator would have suggested that would be a good place to get in. Now, if Bitcoin decides to go up and Ethereum versus Bitcoin decides to go down, yeah, I can definitely see this thing getting up here easily. But just be very careful. This is the zone to be watching, though. This is the zone. This little box, keep an eye on that little box up there, because if we're going to get rejected, that's going to be where it's going to be. That's going to be where it's at. That's going to be where the rejection is. We haven't been this high, guys. We haven't been this high since July of 2018. Okay, so we had a nice little flag here, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a very similar formation at the time, except Ethereum fell way before Bitcoin did. Right? Bitcoin fell here, where Ethereum fell through here. That should have been an indication that the market is distributing. So yeah, basically we have a nice WXYXZ here. This is a nice correction, because the reason why I say that is because we have another flag that was right here. Another bear flag was right here, and when you've got these, we call those the double combo. So WXYXZ completed this correction. Now we've got this, what I'm calling an A, B, C to get us up here. Maybe we go for the 786. Let's just throw the 786 on there and see where that could take us. That could take us to 775, right? So if 522 gets taken out, I mean, guys, you got to have stops, right? Don't short and just kind of hold on. You don't want to hold on for dear life. If we break through 522, we're going to go to 775. That would be significant. Lots of confluence here with support and resistance. We had resistance here, we had support, we had resistance, right? So that was, monumental resistance right there at 775 back in May of 2018. Okay. Um, so yeah, if we break through 522, we're gonna go to 775. It's gonna happen, right? So you can attempt to short or just take profit there. If this breaks up above 522, you can hop back in. Um, because as I was mentioning before, if Bitcoin goes up, it's going to take the USD value of your alts with it. But you still have to consider the fact that you may be gaining more just being in Bitcoin than you would be in any alts. Also, you got to pay attention to the Bitcoin trading pair as well. I'm not going to take a look at it today. But again, what I can see here is we are approaching this resistance, right? We're approaching pretty technical resistance here. And let's just take one look here. I'm interested here. From this low, 80.55 approximately, to this high, I think it was about 360 something, 370. To this low, what do we have? Not a whole lot of confluence. We've got the 123.6 here, which we broke through, which means more than likely we're going to go for the 1618 to the 175, which is higher than the 65. So chances are, this is your high probability area for a short, but it looks like it wants to go higher. It looks like it wants to overthrow the 65. So, maybe I'll make a small attempt at a short here, risk in a small way, but ultimately it does look like it wants to make its way to almost 600. It looks like it wants to make its way almost to 600. Probably we'll get a rejection there, maybe back to 340, but it does look like it wants to come up here to 775. It looks like it wants to make its way up there. So after a little bit of a rejection, we'll get one. Then I think we recharge and move our way up. So based on this analysis, I do have to continue to be a little bit bullish on this, even though I'm planning on attempting a short here, probably closer to 522. Maybe I'll raise it up a little bit, because I do think that we will pull back, but I want to get along. I want to get along to get this last move up to 775. So that's kind of what I think on Ethereum right now. All right, 47, 48 minutes in. Stocks are going to be opening up here in about 27 minutes, so we'll be keeping an eye on those. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening.